Hey everybody, thanks so much for checking out Branch Out Guitar. I'm John, and today we're going to be talking about triads, so let's get started. So we'll be talking about major and minor triads. So first, let's talk about how we can construct those triads and the notes that are involved. So we'll be in the key of A. We're going to start here at the 5th fret on the 6th string. So to get a major triad, we're going to have the root note, which in this case is the key that we're in. So A is our root note. That can be movable, you can move anywhere around. But the distance between these next two notes is always going to stay the same no matter what key you're in. So if I start on A, in order to get what's called the major third, that's what makes it a major triad, we're going to go 2 whole steps higher. So the first would get us up to B, and then the second whole step would get us up to C sharp. So C sharp is the major third of A. So we would have A and then C sharp. And then from there, we're going to go 1.5 whole steps above that major third. So if I'm on C sharp, I go up a half step, I get to D, and then another whole step, and then I get to E. And that's my 5th. So I have 1, 3, 5. Those are the notes that make up a major triad. In the key of A, that's A, C sharp, E. You might have heard this at a ball game before. It's just a major triad. So it's really simple to make a minor triad. The root, the A in this case, or the 5th, the E in this case, are going to stay the same. Those are common to both of them. It's that third that changes the quality from major to minor. So where C sharp was the major third, all we're going to do is lower that a half step, to in this case to C. That's going to give us our minor third. And you can hear how it sounds a little bit sadder. That's the minor quality of a minor triad. You could do it up an octave. So those are the notes involved in a major and a minor triad. So let's talk about some fingerings on the top 3 strings for how you can play those triads. Starting here, we'd have a root position triad. That means that the root is in the lowest note or in the bass. So that means we would have A in the bass. So if we start here at the 2nd fret on the 3rd string, that's the note A, and then we can add in our C sharp here on the 2nd fret of the 2nd string, and then the open 1st string. So root position, A major triad. Then I would go up to the 3rd, which is C sharp, here at the 6th fret on the 3rd string. And I would add in the E and the A on the 5th fret of the 2nd and 1st strings. That's what's called a first inversion triad. That means the 3rd is in the bass, in this case the C sharp. And then I would go up to the E here at the 9th fret on the 3rd string. And then I would have the A at the 10th fret and then C sharp on the 9th fret of the 1st string. That's a 2nd inversion major triad. These are somewhat easy to remember if you relate them back to other chord shapes, like this root position major triad. It's basically like coming out of your A open position chord, but I'm just limited to the top 3 strings. This right here is kind of like our bar chord, but just the top 3 strings. This is kind of like our D finger if we think of our cage system. Omit this note here that we would normally have to use a capo for if we're playing that, but we're just talking about these top 3 notes. And then the cycle repeats over. What I had here, move up an octave, go 12 frets higher. You have 3 different ways of playing A major triads, which is really just an A major chord. So I don't have to just play A like this. Like this. I could. gives you a few other melodic possibilities. So moving over to minor triads, like we did before when we figured out the notes in the major triad and then we switch over to the minor triad, the only one that's changing is the third. So as long as we know where the third is in each one of these inversions, we just lower that note a half step, and then we're going to have all of our minor fingerings. So here's root position. The third is on the second fret here at the second string. I'm just going to go a half step lower. There's A minor. Here was our first inversion. We're going to lower this note. This is a C sharp. It's going to go down to C. And then the final one here. The third is on the top string. We're going to lower it a half step. And then we'll repeat back over, which this was a root position up an octave. This note on the second string goes down a half step. So really the major and minor triads are just a simplification of some of the open position chords that we already know. But really those open position chords are just triads with a lot of these notes doubled, whether it be the root, the third, or the fifth, or minor third if you're talking about minor chords. And once you know these different triads and their inversions, like I was just saying before, it just gives you all sorts of different melodic possibilities depending on the musical situation that you're playing in. So that's pretty much it for triads. Be sure to comment below, share and subscribe, and to check out branchoutguitar.com for more information. We're going to see you next time.